Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about physical access. After having read the textbook chapter assigned for this week and for next week, I found that there are several rules and practices that have changed since our book was published. So I just wanted to give you a heads up so you have the most current and up-to-date information. Regarding ISSNs, or International Standard Serial Numbers, are only assigned to serials, so magazines and journals. Books will not have an ISSN. Instead, they will have an ISBN, an International Standard Book Number, which goes in a 020 field. For the language code for German is on page 99 is listed as GRE. The correct code is GER. When there are two languages present in a book, the first subfield A, is repeated. So in the example, 041, indicator 0, there's a subfield A for English and a subfield A for Spanish. In the book, the languages are grouped together. However, it is more correct to preface each language with a delimiter A. The book also notes that language codes are written together with no spaces because it is computer stuff and not meant for human eyes. However, you will most likely see language codes separated by spaces because human people check those codes when they're copy cataloging, and it's much easier to read them when they're separated. A new subfield has been added to accommodate audiovisual materials that have subtitles. So if you're cataloging a book or a DVD that has French subtitles, instead of putting the code FRE in a subfield B, you'll put it in a subfield J. Subfield H in a 245, or the title statement field, contains information about the GMD, or General Material Designation. A GMD should always be enclosed in brackets when it's included in a bibliographic record, because it's information that the cataloger provides, not information that's found on the material and is transcribed. So here on this slide, I have a more complete list of general material designations. Please do not put the term text in a record for a book. Text is primarily used for materials that are large print with an additional note. I've also included a document on the Moodle section for this week that's a cheat sheet for chief sources of information. You probably won't catalog everything included on the list, but I included everything just to be safe. One thing I wanted to point out is that an editor, while being responsible for the creation of an information resource, is never included in the bibliographic record in a 100 tag. The editor will always be included in a 700 tag for an added entry. The reasoning behind this is that the editor is merely collocating the intellectual works of other people. He or she is not creating the individual work him or herself. The relator codes listed in the book are infrequently used nowadays. You will mainly see relator codes used mainly in cataloging music or sound recordings. The Library of Congress has an authorities database in addition to their main catalog. You can search this database to find the established headings for personal and corporate names. For example, we know from searching the database that the established heading for William Shakespeare is Shakespeare, William, 1564 to 1616. We can also find out that the company that makes Gerber baby food has an established heading of Gerber Products Company rather than Gerber Baby Foods. So this is the authorities file is a good place to look if you are doing original cataloging and you are not sure what a person's established name is. Rather than just guessing, go ahead and check the file. So those are all the notes I had for you regarding the first half of the chapter. Before I let you go, though, I do want to show you some examples from the cataloging module we use at Mayville State, ALEPH, and from OCLC's cataloging client Connection. So these will give you a better idea of how MARC records look to a cataloger and what a cataloger is doing every day. So the first example is from the ALEPH cataloging module. And this is a record of a book, Mr. Wheat, that has an accompanying DVD. So because of this, the book has an 007 field, so you can see what that 007 field looks like. The 007 field appears this way as a string of seemingly random letters strung together. If a cataloger wanted to edit this field, however, he or she could type in a simple command and a new window would pop up that would look a little bit like this. So this window describes the different character positions and it gives a space to fill in the needed letters. So it's kind of like a guided entry for an 007 field. The 008 or fixed length data elements look similar to the 007 field in the regular cataloging module. It's a seemingly random string of letters and numbers, but a cataloger can type in a command and also open up a new window to edit the 008 field, which will give you the definitions of the character positions and a space to fill them in. So again, like a guided entry. Now I want to show you the same record as viewed in OCLC's connection client. The layout is similar, but it's just slightly different. Again, OCLC's connection client is a client it's a link to OCLC's WorldCat database, and it contains cataloging records from all over the world. So catalogers often will use this and import these cataloging records into their own system. So we use OCLC Connection, and I import those records into ALEPH. You may notice that the subfields in each tag here are listed horizontally across a row, while in ALEPH they are listed vertically. So you can see that, like in the 245, there's a subfield A, a subfield B, a subfield C, and they're all in the same line. Another major difference is the appearance of the 008 or fixed length data elements. Those are in the red box. The data elements here are listed in individual boxes to be filled rather than one long string of numbers and letters. So the layout is a lot similar to the extra editing window in ALEPH. And lastly, I just want to show you another small difference is the appearance of the 007 field. So in this case, each subfield represents a character position of the letter. So for example, A is the first character position, B the second, and so on. So instead of stringing together a long list of letters and numbers, OCLC has separated the list out, making it easier to work with. So hopefully that will give you a little bit better idea of what cataloging looks like on a day-to-day basis. So I hope that helps. Goodbye for now.